What are you doing, stick bro?
I want to make sure that I don't drop any. All right, we're good. Perfect. Thank you.
You want to stop?
Yes. Nice.
What are you doing, stick bro?
Hello, 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 hello. Sorry. All right. How y'all doing? You know who it is. I'm your host, the Haitian. So yeah, I figured I'm gonna hop up in here real quick because it's been a while since I've actually done a live stream. I'm trying to come up with a better schedule, but because of my scheduling conflict and the type of work that I do, it's kind of hard for me to commit to live streams. But I will try my best, ladies and gentlemen. So, how y'all doing? You know who it is. So I'm just checking in to actually catch up on the news, what's been going on, what's been dominating the mainstream at the time. And let's get into it, shall we? So the first story that I want to talk about is this whole JayZ allegation. So you guys may know that has been some chirping going around with JayZ and Diddy, and it's been some wild stuff, man. And the latest allegation happened to be with there's an allegation floating about JayZ and Diddy end up messing about with a 13-year-old, like way back in the days. All right. But I believe in the justice system. It's innocent until proven guilty. And sometimes, can be an extortion. Sometimes you never know. Like, people can have some dark stuff in their closet. And as Cat William once says, everything coming out in 2024, what went out to the darks come into light, something like that. I'm just misquoting him. But so I saw this article. I haven't read it yet, so I just wanted to check it out real quick and actually a second. Google will like to record this. What? Sure. All right. Hold on a second. Google Chrome. Oh wait. I gotta do some freaking. I gotta do some stuff to actually share my screen. All right. Let's do it. Where is it? Yep, there you go. So let's check out some JayZ allegation. Right. All right. So I went on Twitter, try to check out some JayZ allegations real quick. How come I can't see my StreamYard? Wait, let me put it here. There you go. All right, cool. So we're able to, all right. So right now I'm on X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm checking out some stuff real quick. See,
I know you, man. But they can't control me. You get what I'm saying? They can control Shaq. They can control Charles Barkley. They can control LeBron James. They can control Jay-Z and Beyonce. I know you, man. But they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I won't name. It's up. I don't care who you are.
all right, sorry, Kanye, can't take you seriously right now. Wait, I need to like. All right, let's Google that real quick. All right, JayZ allegation. All right, let's see. Let's check this one out real quick. So, JayZ lawsuit accusing him of rape, R word, a child at award after party is part of an extortion ploy. All right, let's take a quick. Yo, what's up with them dreads, man? I mean, it's just. I mean, I had dreads before, right? So I can't. I guess I can't complain or I can't criticize, but it's just I don't know. Like when I had mine, I did look kind of bummy, is what I gotta admit. So, but I don't get like a multi-billionaire going out of his way to look like a homeless person. Like, I mean, I can do it because I was broke and dusty, but all right, let's check that out real quick. So, New York AP. So JayZ says R word allegations made against him is part of an extortion attempt. A woman who previously sued Sean Diddy Combs alleging she was R word at an award show after party in 2000 when she was 13. God damn. Amended the lawsuit Sunday to include new allegation that JayZ was also at the party and participating in the SA. The 24-time Grammy Award winning rapper, producer, and music mogul called the allegation idiotic, ingenuous in nature. In a statement released by Rock Nation, one of his companies, he also revealed that he had anonymously sued the woman's lawyer, Tony Busby, last month, alleging he was trying to blackmail the rapper by threatening to make the R allegation public if he didn't agree to legal settlement. He said Busby sent a letter to his lawyer appearing to seek a settlement, but that the letter had the opposite effect on him. Right? It made me want to. So, first of all, right, if something like this drastic happened, then you need to actually go to the police, something like that, right? Because I know a lot of time, right? We kind of go about. Hold on a second. Let me. So I know a lot of time we kind of go about our whether or not we believe something is true based on how we feel about what is being said about that person, right? And like for example, if something like that said about Diddy, I'm like, yeah, I think it's not like he did that, right? Because I look at Diddy as a pervert. I look at him as like, someone that is, I think that he would be doing things like that because he's very deviant, right? And I don't think I like Diddy that much, right? So I guess in a way I'm biased in my own sense, right? However, it's innocent until proven guilty, whether it's Diddy, whether it's Jay-Z, whether it's whoever that is. And I believe it's a good standard to have because just because you may not like someone doesn't mean you automatically gonna believe whatever allegations thrown their way and being guilty based on court of public opinion alone. Because a lot of time, right, these allegations now, you don't even have to get convicted into anything in order for you to actually suffer, you know, damages that um you can't recover from. It's very damning when someone accusing you of these crimes. You might lose investment, you might lose whatever like business deal, which is one of the reasons I think what's his name? Drake is trying to sue his record label now because they try to use this whole beef that he got going on with Kendrick in order to actually lowball him in the next negotiation. But that's another story. Let's talk about JayZ, right? And yeah, these allegations can be quite damning. And I think sometimes we have to like fall back and instead of like trying to crucify everybody because we might not like that person, automatically believe that that person's guilty of that. And yeah, rap in the 90s, man, it was wild. It was crazy. Like the hookup culture in the 90s and the early 2000s, that thing was at its peak. And I mean, a lot of women were getting slain that day, right? And a lot of crazy stuff was happening. And were there like some crazy stuff, like underage thing that was going on with some of these rappers? Yeah, there were. But there were also a lot of these rappers, some of them were also underage too. They were like 17, barely turning 18. They, made it to the, rap industry. They were messing around with like grown women, right? Grown women was like going desperately try to get a baby from these rappers and stuff. So it's hard to like condemn anybody that was in. Well, obviously you can condemn some stuff is just like unexcusable, obviously, right? But there was a lot of effing going around that time. So let's continue to read. This thing. Right? Where are we? All right. So okay, he also revealed that he had anonymously. Okay, I already read that part. And then it made me want to expose you for the fraud you are in a very public fashion. JayZ's statement read. So no, I will not give you one red penny. The litigation is part of a wave of assault lawsuit levied against Combe as a hip hop mogul remained in custody in New York awaiting trial on federal sex trafficking charges. Right? The unnamed woman says she was hanging around Radio City Music Hall during the 2000 MTV Music Award and managed to talk a limousine driver into bringing her into a celebrity stud party at a private residence after the event. She said that while she was in the limousine, she was asked to sign a non-disclosure document. Once at the party, the lawsuit said she took a drink and that made her feel woozy and lightheaded and went into the bedroom to lie down. She said that Combe and JayZ, whose legal name is Sean Carter, then barged into the room. All right, first of all, right? So you took a drink that had some stuff in it, right? Wolfeed or whatever. So then that already made your statement, that made you in your as a witness not credible, because then the lawyer would argue, well, if you were intoxicated, if you were quote unquote drugged, then how did you know that was JayZ and Diddy? Because you were passed out, remember, so you wouldn't know. So unless you have like some like DNA evidence or some stuff like that, and or you reported it, there's like a file going back then to actually know for sure that it was these two guys, then you know what I'm saying? So already the fact that you were intoxicated and or you didn't know what was going on, then that makes you not a reliable witness. Now let's continue. She said that Coleman JayZ, whose legal name, okay, then barged into the room along with another unnamed celebrity and are her. The woman said she eventually escaped the room, fled the house, and called for a ride from a nearby gas station. Hmm. Okay, is she telling the truth? Is she not? I don't know. That's what court is. That's what you need to go to court for, and get that thing sorted. I gotta say, right now I'm kind of skeptical, right? But it's a possibility that it did happen. But I don't know. So Busby, a personal injury lawyer in Houston, said the notion that he was trying to blackmail JayZ is stupid and laughable, and that his letter simply sought confidential mediation in the litigation. What he failed to say in his recent statement is that my firm sent his lawyer a basic demand letter on behalf of an alleged victim, and that victim never demanded a penny from him. He said in an email statement, "Since I sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued me, but he tried to bully and harass me in this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She's emboldened. I'm very proud of her resolve." So, um, yeah, it's all right. I know right now it's open season for men, right? And what tends to happen, you have like, let's say, let's say for instance the Me Too movement. Give me a second, right? So let's say for instance the Me Too movement. When the Me Too movement first happened, they were going after, let's say, powerful dudes on. They were going after powerful dudes in the movie industry, right? I'm talking about like the Weinstein of the world, like the casting couch. Like they were like telling these women that, hey, if you want to be in the movie, then you got to do this, you got to do that. And these women, I'm not saying so they actually did these things in order to actually get the opportunity to be in these movies, right? So I mean, was it illegal? Yes, because just look at it from an unemployment perspective, it was pretty messed up. But I'm getting sidetracked here. My point is this, right? So while this whole Me Too movement kicked in, and they were going after true, um, not perpetrator, yeah, they were going after true perpetrator, like the Weinstein, these people, right? But at some point, it deviated into something else. They were just going after anybody that has some semblance of power, or where it became to the point where they went too far. That means that, like, so they were not only going after like people that were guilty, they were going after people that were innocent, but because they were in a position that, let's say, other competitors, especially women, wanted those positions. So then they were levying those allegations against these men in power in order to actually get their way. It's like, oh, you don't want to give me that promotion? All right, well, then I'm gonna go to HR and say that you were being, like, you were hands on with me and stuff, right? Before you know it, a lot of these men were losing their jobs, right? And it's like whenever there's like the road to hell is paved with good intention, and sometimes you would have like something that might have a good intention behind it, and you would have like those with ill intention will take over that movement, because they are opportunistic. Opportunistic people always gonna find a way when they can actually take advantage of a situation and be opportunistic, because that's what opportunistic people do. So now, um is JayZ innocent? Is it guilty? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to find out, and see what's going on, and we actually can judge it properly. That's what I would say. And for that, we gotta move on to the next statement, the next story that we're doing right now. And oh, by the way, if you're just coming through, just hit the like button. You know what it is. Just so yeah, hit like, and yeah, just comment. I don't mind. And now we're gonna talk about this a story that's actually going crazy right now, and people are all up in their feelings. Hold on a second. Let me remove some of these things. Remove from studio. All right, so we gotta talk about this story real quick. As soon as I found it, I gotta bloody find it first. Bloody hell. Stop screen. No, that's not what I'm doing. All right, there you go. I gotta bring that story up real quick. Uh, oh, no. All right, cool. So share the screen. What do I want to share? All right, Penny Daniel. All right, so all right, we gotta talk about Penny Daniel. Penny Daniel verdict: Marine veteran found not guilty in NYC subway chokehold case. All right, so not guilty. If you guys don't know Penny Daniel, he was that guy on the subway that that ended up choking this other dude because he was acting a little rambunctious. He was acting all reckless and stuff, throwing people on the subway and everything. And so let's read it real quick. So Penny Daniels, a Marine veteran who used a deadly chokehold on a homeless man, Jordan Nelly, on a New York City subway last year. He was found not guilty and a verdict delivered after days of jury deliberation and courtroom back and forth. Penny was cleared of criminal negligent homicide and nearly death. A more serious manslaughter charge was dismissed earlier in deliberation because the jury deadlocked on the count. Dead choke. All right. So this case has divided the city and country, becoming a prism of different differing views among public safety and valor and vigilantism. A group of pro Jordan Nelly protesters who had been on the scene throughout the morning were seen and heard chanting in front of the criminal courthouse. After hearing the verdict, a Fox 5 New York reporter inside the courtroom said it was the first time Penny had smiled since the trial began. I miss my son. My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. Nelly's father, Andrew. Why did it sound like a bitch? All right. Andrew Zachary said at a press conference following the verdict. All right. So, all right. From what I understand, this dude was at the subway, right? In the subway, he was high on something, and he was like threatening people in there, right? He was like making threats. He was being rambunctious, and like he was being a public disturbance, not a public nuisance, because there's a difference between like you being a nuisance and you being a disturbance. Like you add on people's faces, you're ready to like crash out, and that's when Daniel as well as other people stepped in and actually stopped this dude, right? And I know it's not popular. It's like nowadays there's a love affair going on with criminals or people who are actually like doing certain stuff, and for some weird reason we can't do nothing about it. We can't protect ourselves, and especially if you're like a white person, right? And thankfully that is now changing. The course is being reversed where criminals running amok is actually like there's an end amongst the chaos, especially in like a lot of these woke liberal cities and stuff like that, where they actually pulling out like no bail, no bail, no cash bail, which means like let's say you got caught doing something stupid, you get put back into the streets, and then you end up continuing to do your criminal activities. And you also have, let's say, I remember during George Floyd, you have all these riots that was happening. I guess my point is this, right? The sympathy, the sympathy towards Black America, it's running out. People are starting to get really fed up with this whole bullshit. Like, you can't continue to, you know, sympathize with criminals and stuff like that, and then expect people to just like go out and burn and loot things for you. As you can see, like I'm gonna show you this dude, right? Let's see. Let's remove that real quick. Stop screen share. Like I'm gonna show you what this guy was trying to do, right? Or he was doing. Window. All right. Pause. You know damn well that's not what the hell happened, man. This is like, you know, this is why people are so fed up with like a lot of these Black activists, right? It's because when the facts is not on your side, then you just try to argue based on emotions. You always try to rile people up into doing stupid stuff in order to, I guess, advance your cause. Like, sometimes it is what it is, man. Sometimes, like, people do certain things, and because you're not being discernment about who should actually acquire your support, then you try to put everybody in the same bag. Then what tends to happen now, people who actually are true victim of racism or injustice and stuff like that now get also lumped in with these other criminal element of who you're trying to protect. And that's the sad case of it, right? Because it's like you have to be able to condone bad behavior, right? Like, and that's why Black Lives Matter is actually losing steam now. You cannot, like, okay, you turn a blind eye, right? You claim to, you claim to care about Black people, right? Black Lives Matter, whatever. But that only happened when you have, let's say, you have to actually put the when you actually have to, I guess, attack a white person, right? When it's a Black person doing the criminal activities towards other Black people, right? When Black people are true victim of these knuckleheads in the streets in our neighborhood and stuff like that, you don't say anything. You don't say finally, or at least you don't you're not as passionate as it is right now. And I get it, right? Because a lot of us have cousins and uncles and so that are like, have criminal past. So we are sympathetic towards the criminal element of our society, of our, I guess, community or whatever, right? But at some point you have to look at it and be like, yo, you went into the subway, you wilding out, you threaten people and everything, right? And then some folks got together and be like, restrain your ass until cops show up, and you overdose and you passed away. Well, we love you, but it is what it is. You are doing too much. But no, that's not what you're doing. What you're doing is like nobody give a damn about that. A lot of these fathers or family members that are not crying about like, oh, you know Daniel Penny, he took my son, he's a criminal, he's this and he's that. Never mind your son was up to no good, and never mind that you never actually tried to give him the help that he needed, right? Or maybe you tried, or maybe he was too far gone, because sometimes an addiction is very difficult, and when people don't want to quit whatever they're doing, they're not gonna quit. So I can understand you turning your back on your son or your nephew and stuff like that when he was out there, having all these drug problems. But now, because you're actually now in a position where you could actually sue the city, get some money out of the whole situation. So now you want to act like you care so much about this guy that was actually like, intimidating people or threatening people in the subway. All of a sudden now you have this crocodile tears because you try to get, when the lawsuit come down, you try to sue or you're not gonna sue it. Black Lives Matter gonna sue the city on your behalf, and then you're gonna get your cut out of it. Just being honest here. Just being honest here. You just try to get some of that bread. Because you saw George Floyd's family, how they had like a golden casket and they had all that money. And, there's a profit to be made here. So, like, why not? Oh, white guy, you know, end up choking your son and then he passed away during the process. Dude, that's a lottery ticket right there. And I get it. You try to get some of that bread. But we all know what it is. And people can also see what it is. That's why they're not falling for it no more. That's why like all these divide and conquer thing that you guys try to put out there, try to make people go crazy, go riot and go burn stuff down, like y'all losing your steam. Y'all losing your steam because the country as a whole are sick and tired of this whole propaganda of what you guys are trying to push, try to make things happen that doesn't need to happen like that. Right? So yeah. But anyway, let's go back to the next let's go to the next subject now of Tuah. I wanted to check on I wanted to talk about the Tuah girl real quick. Like what the hell is going on with this chick, man? So Tuah girl. You don't know if you guys know about this. Tuah is this chick that was like I guess she became famous over a meme. Like they were having like a street interview. And then she came through like, yeah, sometimes you gotta Tuah and spit on that thing. So she got famous. She got a podcast, and then now because of that podcast, she got a whole bunch of followers. And she came up with, well, she didn't come up with this the crypto coin. People come up with a crypto coin, and they actually had her promoted, basically, right? So she was like the face of that crypto coin called the Hawk coin, right? And now it was like a money grab. It was like a scam. So people just invest a whole bunch of money in that. And they just like, as soon as the stock went up within like less than 24 hours, they just like fleece people, took their money and just bounce. And now all these folks who actually, invest, first of all, if you invest your money on this whole coin thing, Hawk coin, you're an idiot. You are an idiot if you actually end up doing that stuff, right? And two, like, why would you want to do that anyway? Like, let's check out some video about this real quick, right? Let's check it out. Let's put in Hawk Tuah. So, oh, if you got TikTok, follow me on TikTok and all that good stuff. All right, so. All right. So what you have right now is like after the scam, after everything was going down, right? And then people are now confronting her on a live stream. I think on Twitter live stream, I think, so, something like that, right? And they were just like, pressing this girl, man. Yo, all right. Look, that girl, like, why would you even want to take financial advice or follow anything that girl is doing? She's known to just like she became famous by like, which is a funny meme. Like she became famous by telling people like, or giving advice to other women, like sometimes you gotta hack two ones, which is funny. Like, listen, some of you guys give celebrities way too much credit, right? Sometimes you have to only take advice from people based on what they're known for, right? Like if I want to learn about basketball and stuff like that, yeah, I'll listen to freaking Shaq. I'll listen to um LeBron James when it comes to basketball. But am I gonna listen to him when it comes to politics? No, I'm not. Because like, dude, like just shut up and dribble. It's like some of these, like, I think that's the thing though, is like because we give these celebrities or people who are now famous, right, too much influence over your lives, where you taking crypto advice from this chick. Like, what are you thinking? Like, you the name of the coin is called Hawk Coin. Why? Why? What the hell were you thinking? Mm, 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 mm. It was a cash grab. Uh, mm, right? Just, but anyway, so yeah, so that is it for tonight. And I was just like, catching up on some of these stories and everything. So I gotta do some paintings for the night before I go to sleep. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. All right. Peace. I'm out of here.